running late this morning. Try to get the sound team working on the sound. And what am I looking for? First of all, looking for my persimmon smoothie. This is not the one for you. This hashtag is not the one for you. I'm gonna give you a warning ahead of time. Give you a warning ahead of time. I love to warn people. Let people know. Let them know ahead of time. Give you a warning. If you believe the news, this is not the episode for you. If you believe the news, just go to work. Driving, whatever you're doing. If you believe the media, if you believe your leaders, you believe them, this is not something you need to watch. It's gonna make you upset. It's gonna make you angry and upset. Hang on, I'm playing with the sound. It sound right. That's close. It's not right. It's almost right. No, not right. Sort of right. No. There you go. Right there. Boom. If you believe the media, this is not the episode for you. I'm just gonna warn you. Let you know. I might say some things that y'all gonna say later that I'm being, what's the word used? Not abusive. Insulting, right? If you believe the news, you don't want to watch this. You want to go ahead and go to work, go get your bag of cotton, just go do your slavery happily. This is not the one for you. I have to remind people sometimes I do not believe in government, and I damn sure don't believe in your government. I don't believe in government. Hang on, wait, let's go back. I want to talk about inner earth today, baby. Solidarity with my flat earth and friends, I don't believe. I don't believe the earth is flat. I don't believe that, but I know your government line is hell. I know that's real. Hang on, let me see. Let me make this public. I'm in solidarity with the flat earthers. I'm sorry. I know y'all like to fight them. I don't fight them at all. I will always be in solidarity with people questioning their government, not with what they question with. But I'll be in solidarity with it. I'll be in solidarity. I will always stand with poor people that got questions, never with rich government that got the seat. It gets caught lying every damn day. Hashtag Epstein does not commit suicide. That's getting fun. Y'all enjoying that? They lie about everything. I'm going to talk about flat earth today. Please, people, please adhere to the warning. I do not do these videos for mass watching. I do these things to educate myself. If you believe the mainstream media, please do not watch this. Please go about your business. Please go pick your bag of cotton, go get that cotton gin, warm it up, get the Jenny going, get Betsy, go on to work. Just go on to work. This is not the one. I got questions, you got answers. I don't have answers, and I don't believe answers that come through your mainstream media at all. They're always lying. I don't trust them at all. The journalists don't even trust them. The journalists don't trust journalism. How do you trust journalism anymore? All the greats have left. All right, hang on, I'm getting excited. I'm supposed to be sharing. I get excited. I don't know, I think about these things, and I can't believe that people are still debating over the media now. They're lying. A government that lies about Greek fire ain't gonna tell you the truth about inner earth, okay? A government that lies about energy production is not gonna tell you the truth about some inner earth. A government that lies about war and that lies about stealth fighters and lies about anything you make profit from, that always lies about the new land, will not tell you about inner earth, let alone some damn planets. Yo, we got one planet. Well, I hate to say that anymore. I don't like to say we got one planet. I gotta say, how do you know? How do you know? Because government said you got one. How do you know? Then we might have 22. You have no idea. I don't know anything. That's why I don't argue. I have no interest in debating. Please, if you believe the television set, if you believe the boob tube and you're a booby, please do not watch this. Please go away. We love you to death and we'll see you tomorrow. Love you to death. And we'll see you tomorrow. I just got questions. I need to find Admiral Byrd's, the end of his diary, because I heard some things. And I was in that YouTube rabbit hole, down in the rabbit, way down in the jungle deep. Gerard stepped on the flat earther's feet. Some of y'all too young to understand. I'm about to knock over my daggone coffee. I get excited. I do. This is my stuff. I love questions. I love questions. Answers, stupid. Questions, funny. Answers, stupid. Questions, get you somewhere. I love questions. I don't like answers. I need to make sure you need to bring your conspiracy friends. Somebody needs to tell me about this damn flat earth. I mean this hollow earth, not flat earth. We're not debating that. Don't invite them. I love them to death. Y'all here? Are they here? No, don't invite them because they dominate. They do the troll thing. They start putting out things. I agree with them from a question NASA perspective. I agree with them that they made a lot of crap up and they manufactured pitch. I agree with all of that. I just don't agree with the turtles, man. The turtles, I don't know. I used to play with turtles all the time. And the idea that the earth is on the turtle's back, I can't get down with that. That's why but this is not the one. Oh, Admiral Berg, Cheryl, girl, do your homework. Admiral Berg, I need to find his diary. Hang on, let me see if I can find his diary. Admiral Berg was the highest decorated military officer at the time at the end of the war. He went down to the first time in the 1920s and went back down there as a highly decorated military man. Hashtag support the troops. Especially their diaries that get released after they die. Oh, whoa. Did he die or was he Did he die or was he Epstein? That's what I want to know. Did he die or was he Epstein? But then again, we don't really know what happened to Epstein. I know he didn't kill himself. I know that. I know the crony of the crony capitalist in crony capitalist prison. I know the homie loving friends, nope, that did not happen. That completely didn't happen. Please, I already gave them warning, people. I'm giving you time. If you believe the media, this is not the broadcast for you. Please go away. I know the boss is waiting on you. You can go make some money, work on that retirement, and do anything you want to do, but don't watch this because we don't play troll. We do not play troll, and we do not play Believe the King. We don't play Believe the King. We're done with heroes and villains. I don't believe in heroes and villains. I believe in lying rule and honest peon. That's what I believe in. All right, I will trust my peons every damn day. Oh, I got somebody in post. Oh, this is on Hollow Earth. Yes, I do believe the Earth is hollow. By the way, just to let y'all know, I believe the Earth is hollow. I don't know if it's hollow enough for people to live in it. I don't know about that, but I believe the Earth is hollow. I think everything is hollow. You look at rock. You know, a rock is hollow. You know, you're not even looking at me right now. You're looking at like very few atoms and some forces and fields and stuff. I'm mostly hollow. So if I'm mostly hollow, I'm mostly wave energy. How the hell you gonna say the Earth ain't hollow? Does that make any damn sense? That don't make any damn sense, does it? All right. Let me see. I no longer question if governments are nefarious. Wait a minute. Hang it. I gotta get my grammar right. Just give me a minute. We're letting the people go that they want. This is CNN needs viewership. ABC, Fox, and MSNBC, and all the rest. They need some viewerships. They need viewership right now. Go watch. Please go watch. Because you know why? Because if they can't sell advertisement, then they won't be able to lie anymore. You know how this works. Supply and demand. As long as you demand manufactured consent. No. As long as you demand, what is it called? The dating thing. What's that called? Confirmation bias. Y'all know, I was thinking about it this morning. Y'all ever do online? I did online dating. You ever do online? If you did online dating, you understand the mainstream media. It's why I don't online date anymore and I don't do the mainstream media. You understand people who are telling you what you want to hear. All right? They profile you. They go to your profile. You ever do that profile? They go to your profile and they look at, oh, you like the color blue and you like goats. You like the garden. You want to live off grid. You don't like the government. Okay, I see you like to drink smoothies. Okay, I got my persimmon smoothie, by the way. And then you meet with them. Like they turn on CNN. And it tells you by the numbers exactly what you want to hear. The whole difference is the dating profiles for love and like, I don't know, enslavement for the next 40 years of your life. And with government, it's like NSA profiling who you are, what you like, where you shop, what you buy, who you with, what you think, and everything. And they produce news that confirms your bigotry, your indoctrination. That's how it works. And then she or him at the date, they confirm things that they think you want to hear so they can enslave you too. Because they don't show up. They send a representative. They create a representative profile, an avatar. That's who you can spend the next 30 years of time. All right, I'm just saying. Abusive relationships are a bad idea, whether that be government or it be lovement. All right. I gotta get my grammar right. Then we'll get started. I no longer question if governments are nefarious. I need an S because the Nazis is out. The Nazis, they down in Antarctica, but they on Facebook too. I no longer question if governments are nefarious and deceitfully shallow. But I do wonder, however, if the earth is hollow. Oh, gallant talent, yeah. All right, I'm sorry. Let me post it. Is that okay? Can y'all check me? Can y'all get my back? Because the grammar, is that good? Is that good to go? Is that good to go? Can we get an approval there? Can we get like some smiley faces or something? But I do wonder if the earth is hollow. Boom! King's English. There you go. Post. Bam. All right, let's get started. Sound team, please go to the conversation music. Where's sound team, man? Where they at? I think I raised my finger. Sound team. All right. I want to talk about Hollow Earth today. I want to talk about Hollow Earth, which is just basically lying media. It's the same damn thing. They lie about everything. If they lie to you all the time and they tell us what they want to hear, then they can tell us the things that are powerful to them. They can keep all the lies that they want. How's everybody doing there? Did everybody leave who believes in news? Did y'all go? There's some angry face. Somebody hanging in there. Somebody hanging in. No, you're not supposed. I said if you believe the news, you need to leave. This is not the episode for you. I will not be going. But I don't know if we're going to go to the news. I want to talk about is the earth hollow? Is the earth hollow? Not every. All over this planet. I think every continent. I'm not sure. I'm pushing it a little bit on this. They all talked about the people who came out to Earth, right? The Hopis, the Aborigines. I think it was in Europe. Was it the Greeks? Admiral Byrd in India. They all talked about people who lived in the Earth, right? See that? Now I said to go. Damn it! Who is that? MSNBC's waiting for you. They got an advertisement to show you. They need to profile you. I believe in like confirmation, right? Like if the ancients said it and in the future Admiral Byrd agrees with it. Oh, I'm gonna find his diary real quick. I think there's something there. I don't know what it is, but I think there's something there, right? If a large group of our citizenry believe now that the earth is flat and it's on the back of some turtles, they're not stupid people. They're not stupid people. The same brain that's in your head is in their brain, but they got different information because they watch different media. That's the only difference. What the hell are y'all doing with my thing? I can't even see how many people are here. Uh-oh, they messing with it today. Maybe that's what it is. Hang on. No, I want to find his diary, the last entry of his diary. So Admiral Byrd is a brief. Does everybody know who Admiral Byrd is? Everybody know how to support everyone? You gotta support the troops. Admiral Byrd's diary. I'm gonna see if I can find it. I couldn't find it originally. No, there it goes. There it goes, right there. Well, I went over to a UFO. Well, I guess it was a UFO site. Let me show you what I'm doing. Hang on. I went in there, did my searches, and it brought up this link. Hang on. Dang, I'm scared to press links. I don't like pressing links. I'm scared to death of the internet. I'm an IT person, and I got confident fears. I'm comfortable in my fears. And I'm a brown minority person in the United States. I'm comfortable in my fears too. I'm scared of the police. I don't mess with the police. Not at all. Love them to death. Buy them a cup of coffee. We can be some friends and stuff. But not when you carrying that gun. And being an IT person, everybody got their fears. Everybody got their strengths. Everyone got their privileges and unprivileged. I'm not privileged with the police, but I am. Well, kind of. I know how to talk to them, but you get one on a bad day. You're going to have a badder day. But an IT person, I'm definitely not a link pusher. I know I wrote too much software. I'm not a link pusher. So check this out. I went over here, I was looking for Admiral Byrd's interviews, right? Because he gave some interviews. And there were little hints that what he explored when he was down there in Antarctica. They sent him after Hitler. If you don't know who he was the highest decorated military man at the time, I believe, in the Navy, whatever. They sent him down there to go get Hitler because Hitler and all the rest of his crew decided that they're going to go to Antarctica and freeze to death. They rather freeze to death in Antarctica living in like a box, a shallow cabin in negative 80 degrees than to sit in American prison or sit in a European prison in warm air or just die. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you, this is how my brain works. I think about things. If I were Hitler and I started a war because I was crazy and the banks tricked me, the same banks that run America that just got me to go do the Third Reich, and later I knew it was going to go to the Fourth Reich, that's a whole nother discussion. America does not have an empire. America is a fool. America is a military, it's just a weapon. I would rather die than go to no damn Antarctica. If what they say is true, what they say is true, negative 100 and something, nah, you need to give me the guillotine, give me freedom or give me death. That's not freedom. You don't go to Antarctica and chill and have some fun. That's not what happens. You go to Antarctica and you freeze and your toes dry up and freeze and get gnarled up, cracking and fall off. You know how I know this is a good topic? Because they're banning some stuff. So anyway, look, I clicked on this link, went over here, it started talking about Admiral Byrd and his 2 flights, blah, 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 blah. And this is what gets me when I go down this rabbit hole. That link is gone. Right? It's a video, apparently it says it's a rare Admiral Byrd interview where he's dropping little hints and things. And you click on the link and it's like, boom, what happened to it? Maybe he was posting nudie videos. No, I don't think that was it. I think that he actually said a few things that probably confirmed his diary. He actually sounded like Eisenhower. In the end, let's see if we can find his diary real quick. When I start to see videos disappearing and I can't see my thing, my thing is acting up like learning software is playing with my thing, that's when I think you're onto something. See, nobody silences you when you say things that aren't profitable for them to keep quiet. It was the end of his diary. Let me see if I can find a PDF. Because he was supposed to had in his diary, he went through the whole experience going to inner Earth and the UFOs, the ones that the U.S. Navy now admit are real videos. They were craft, they were silent, anti-gravity, whatever you want to call it. Went in, met with the people. The people were. This is my summation. This is a Washington D.C. upbringing surrounding summation. Went there, met with them. They're like, y'all stupid. Stop using nuclear weapons. Y'all blowing stuff up. We're worried about you. You're crazy. We let you in because we think you're an upstanding person. You actually mean well. You fit in the human race well. You want to do right. Your governments need to stop. You need to send this message to your Pentagon. Tell them they need to stop. They need to cut it out with the atomic weapons. And they said we sent some craft out there and they shot them down, right? And y'all remember all the accounts of all the Air Force about the Foo Fighters, right? The Foo Fighters in World War II. They said we sent the craft up there and your government shot at them. And so this is why I like confirmation. I don't like governmation. I don't like mass media information to sell advertisements lying to me, telling me what I want to hear. I believe like the accounts of various people, so hundreds of Air Force saw these Foo Fighters. Right? There was another culture. I think this was the one that came out of Europe. I forgot which group it was, but apparently they went in the inner Earth and they saw the craft and they wrote an account about seeing craft that had no sound flying. Right? Questions come to mind. One, why would you, if you were lying about this in whatever century you were, why are you lying about silent craft? And why would you lie about something flying if that wasn't like within your realm of reality, right? And so now we're like getting all these confirmations from all these ancient cultures, from Europe, from Admiral Byrd, from Bob Lazar, from the F-18 video, the UFOs, from all these airline platforms, from all of these people, the 500 U.S. military and police and everybody who came together to try to get Congress to have hearings that these anti-gravity devices exist. I think there's something there. Good morning. Hang on, let me get down. I need to find his diary. See if I can find his diary in PDF. Because if there is an inner Earth, all right, question. If there is some high technology that the U.S. government, Rothschilds, Rockefellers, French, the people who were behind the Nazis, the same banks that behind your damn country, if they found out there was a way to like fly in a craft, some Vimana or something, all the ancient things that the Aztecs, the Indian, they all talked about, the Egyptians, If those things were real, would your government tell you the truth? If they knew they were in a new land, would they tell you the truth? I don't think they would. I think a government that lies about glyphosate, they'll lie about free energy. I think a government that has 1,000 energy patents that they keep classified and top secret from people who die, who don't have the energy, I don't think they'll tell you the truth about the inner earth. And this is where the flat earthers get it from. Let me see if we can find it. My secret diary. There we go. Oh, things are coming back. Things are coming back. Looks like, okay, here we go. I think this might be the diary. His last account. I think I read this in a long video, long time ago, but I didn't focus. He said something about the military-industrial complex at the end. Because apparently there were a couple, like, those are the logs continue. Yeah, these were entries, right? So it was a diary, right? There's the end right there. Oh, you can't see the whole end. And so because I was thinking to myself, is this like a story? Was he like, sometimes, how old people like stories? When I was a Boy Scout, we used to go to the senior citizens home. They like stories. Was this just a story or is this man trying to reveal something? But apparently it's a diary. So he's not writing a book. He wasn't writing a summary. Wasn't trying to do some fake news that your government's always trying to do. He was actually trying to make an account that his son found that he released. But in his final entry, let me see if you can read it. These last few years elapsed since 1947 have not been kind. I now make my final entry in this singular diary. In closing, I must state that I have faithfully kept this matter secret as directed all of these years. It has been completely against my values and moral right. Now, I seem to sense the long night is coming on, and this secret will not die with me, but as all truths shall, it will triumph, and so it shall. This can be the only hope for mankind. I have seen the truth, and it has quickened my spirit and has set me free. I have done my duty towards the monstrous military-industrial complex. Now the long night begins to approach, but there shall be no end. Just as the long night of the Arctic ends, the brilliant sunshine truth shall come again, and those who are of darkness shall fall into its light. For I have seen the land beyond the pole, at center of the great unknown. Let me ask y'all a question real quick. As all of these other people on their deathbeds is saying UFOs and aliens and all of this is real, anti-gravity devices, on their deathbeds. You ever watched somebody die? Serious moment. Have you ever watched somebody die? Somebody who's close to death. Somebody who's not on big pharmaceutical drugs. Somebody because he wasn't on the big pharmaceutical drug. They didn't have big pharma back then. They were like medium pharma, small pharma. They didn't have the ability to drug you and do experiments on you till you die and make you loopy and crazy. Towards your deathbed, you say some truthful things. Towards your deathbed, because the older you get, the more you focus on like what really matters. I find it interesting, the older I get, the more I'm thinking about, damn, what have I done? Right? What do I leave behind? What have I learned in my life, and how do I pass it on to the next generation? And this man, in one of his final accounts in his diary, was to let humanity know that they need to be aware of the military-industrial complex. That they need to be aware of the fact that there are lands that your government is not telling you about. That the world's government, it was an anti-American government thing, that the world's government. I don't think people lie on their deathbed. I don't think they do. I think if they're on the drugs from your from your pharmaceutical industry, they might be loopy. But this man wrote this diary throughout his life. That's the last entry in 56. Before that, he keeps talking about it. And if you go read, I'll post the link. You can go read. You know what? That's what I do. I'm going to click on the link and I'll post it. Because the thing is that media determines your reality. But he created these entries throughout his life. Trying to get government to let him say the things that he needed to say after he passed that message on to apparently these cultures that live within the earth that all these other ancient texts agreed with. I'll post it right here. Hang on. That's how long the diary is. It's not that long. But I'm curious as to what you think. I want you to click on it And I want you to go down and I want you to tell me what you think, but I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna post it right there. Boom, because I'm curious. Me, I think there's something there. Me, I think that this is important than everything that's on your media, on everything that's on your news. There was something that was related. Oh yeah, look at this right here. I think I have to switch the screen. No, I can do like this. This came from that's that brother's channel. What's his name? Forbidden Knowledge. If y'all want to follow Forbidden Knowledge, you should follow him. I agree with everything that the brother says. He used to be on Ancient Aliens. He pushes some things for me a little bit, the way my mind works. But once again, I don't even necessarily disagree with such a strong word. My indoctrination, my level of information, the data I've collected and the lies I've consumed from my media and parents don't really process some of the things he said. This is interesting, is that, yeah, these are humans. They're quite nice, but if you touch their food or question their beliefs, they become very angry and violent, which is real talk, real talk, real talk. This is why I told everybody who believes in media to go home. If you believe in media, this is not the episode. Remember, go do that. Go stay in your lane. This is for people with open minds who know governments always lie about technology. Couple things, right? And this is of course, and it's not really like anti-government. I don't say anti. I'm not anti to the government. Some of y'all who still believe in government. I'm anti to being lied to, right? I'm anti to people not respecting me. I understand how the mind of the abuser works, right? An abuser is someone who doesn't put you on their level. You're beneath them. You're a serf. You're a peon. You're on flea bottom. You don't get to know the truth, and because you give them the right to keep secrets from you, they will. They will. And this is why I'm against the representative form of government. I'm going to get into Apple Bird and look at your questions and comments, but I'm trying to give you my mindset, like why my mind is here right now. People who respect you, they see you as equals. They don't keep secrets from you, right? You don't ever want to be under control of a liar. My goodness, you do not want to fall in love with somebody that's happily lying to you, let alone do you want them designing the world for you. So that's one thing. I don't believe in representative form of government. I don't think that I think that's abusive. I think it's an abusive relationship. We talk about violence. We all want to get rid of world violence. We all want to go to this beautiful world, which is part of why I'm going to the whole hollow earth, floating craft, anti-gravity, disclosure project, why my mind resonates in there with the automated economy, resource economy. We can feed everybody, we can house everybody. We're just not doing it because we don't want to do it. I actually ran into a good brother yesterday. I ran into a good brother from India. And I talked to everybody about this, and he's in complete agreement with me, right? He works on AI. Like I've worked on learning software. I did a lot of automation and software engineering, some robotics, and engineering, but he worked directly on AI, and he agrees. He completely agreed. He agreed with my theory, made me good. Like it was funny. We kind of I'm telling a story. We got into a conversation. And you know me, I'm just like, hey, I'm throw it all out there. I really don't care. I just throw it out there and see what comes back. I started telling him some of my theory about AI. That, this is where we are with AI. And he's like, whoa, I can't really listen to this because I work on AI. He didn't talk like that. I don't know why I went to that voice, but I did. He said, well, this is my industry. I can't really listen to it. I gave him my credentials. He said, no, this is what I did. Blah, 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 blah. And he's like, okay, well, give me your theory. And I just said, yeah, I don't think we're going to make, we're not going to make an AI. We're going to make a mentally ill eye. And I wanted his feedback, right? Because he works on the software right now, right? I'm working on information that's 15 years old when I left the industry 10 years ago, but he's working on information that's current right now. I said, we're not going to make AI. We're going to make mentally ill eye, right? Because all AI is, it's a learning ability, right? It's going to take in all the data from the internet and everything that Lori says and Susan says and Kelly says and Christine and Fadia, get all that data from the internet and all their biases, all the lies they've accepted and posted, like all of us. And it's going to end up doing that. And I gave an example. I was like, the AI we use for the police department, and where was that? Texas? I forgot where it was. Alabama, where they used it to deploy the police officers. And they deployed them all to the poor people. They did the same thing your government does. They did the same thing. We're not going to make an AI initially. We're going to make a mentally ill eye. We're going to make software that has our biases, and it's going to do what we do. So we literally made racist software, and that's what AI is going to do. And so he agreed with it. He completely agreed with it. And this is the whole part of the dangerous technology discussion, right? In a time when you have types of technology that people die from not having in the millions, and people will be dying from not having in the billions, there can be no secrets. There absolutely can be no secrets anymore, right? You can't have a time where there can be Lex Luthors where a few have all the power. That's stupid, right? I'm not against government. I'm not against government. But this whole idea of voting for violent government is stupid. Oh, this is the whole persimmon thing. This is my persimmon smoothie. Y'all see that? Oh, yeah, y'all, we thought we were talking about flat earth all day. No, we ain't talking flat earth. This is my persimmon smoothie. This is my persimmon smoothie. I did that one for both fun. That's my breakfast this morning. Why? Well, because I believe my elders and ancestors and information's handed down, not just through mouth to ear, but also plant to food from perennial that grows in this environment to your body and raw. Long discussion. You ask me questions, we can answer that later. Right. The liability of the news. Why is the mainstream lie? I posted, was it John Pilger yesterday, and a few others for a sister that had some questions why I don't believe the media. Well, we broke the media, right? Like, I don't blame the media, like I don't blame government. We broke the government, we broke the media, and we're lining up to break it again, right? And if we don't stop breaking the information that creates most humans' indoctrination, we're in big trouble, right? We have I'm gonna put it in terms of online dating or something, because it makes sense to me. It actually makes a whole lot of sense, right? You create your profile, and somebody who wants some profit from you, they read your profile and they give you exactly what they think you're looking for if they want that profit. Media does the same thing. It knows who you are, where you are, what you believe, and they have the numbers. And they feed you things for your community if you're a proud American patriot, if you're on the left, if you're on the right, if you're Irish, if you're in the black struggle, if you're in the immigrant, whatever you are, and it tells you what you want to hear. And so what do you tune into? You don't tune if you got black skin and you want to hear the whole black narrative about how the world is always after you and whitey's coming to get you and whatever, because that's kind of how I was raised. My problem is I had white friends too. That's how I got broken. You're going to tune into what's comfortable, right? Everybody likes to be comfortable. Everyone they want to hear what makes them feel good about themselves. They want to hear which confirms their indoctrination. That's what you're going to tune into. You were raised in the trailer park, redneck and whatever you want to call it, and the immigrants taking your job and the darkies in the cities. You're going to tune into that. Right, wrong, or indifferent, that's just who we are. We want things that make us feel good. So we create our indoctrinated births create a demand to be supplied. And the media would be stupid if they didn't supply it, okay? They're there to make money. They're not there to inform you. They're there to make money. That's why all the popular journalists all have less. This is why you won't hear anything about Admiral Byrd or Central Earth or Hollow Earth or any of that stuff, Honeycomb Earth, Donut Earth. You won't hear about any of that in the news. Why? Because they're not there to inform you, right? It's not news anymore. Once they had your profile and this worked really, really well and you had everybody in conflict with each other, their job now is to lie to you. Is to tell you what you want to hear so you'll keep watching, so they can sell advertisements, so you'll keep sharing because it agrees with your little version of the world, your little picture. You see what I'm saying? From a geological perspective, could the earth be hollow? It most likely has to be, right? We know that there are oceans in the center of the earth. That's pure science now. So if there are large cavities, they say there's more water in the oceans in the inside of the earth than on the earth. Right. We know that we now have new probes. We're spending billions of dollars to make probes to go up to these planets to drill down beneath the ice because there are oceans like Europa. All right, I'm gonna look at comments for a minute. But it was interesting for me, the last point of his diary, he sounded a damn bit like Eisenhower and JFK. Eisenhower and JFK seem to be the same. They're on that same narrative that Byrd was, which is that your government's lying to you. They got some secrets and secret societies and military industrial complexes and things that are not in your favor. And they're going to cause a lot of problems if you don't force them to tell you what's true. That's the world I live in. That's the world I live in. Being an innovator in IT, like I said, we couldn't go forward because we're now making automated devices and learning software and things just to help corporations, not to help you. We want to help you. But of course, those machines and devices, they need, if they don't need free energy, that would be great if that's real. I kind of think it is, but they need a lot of energy. We need our massive robots to be farming. We need our massive robots to be building houses. We need our massive robots to be giving human beings that they need, that they can stop being violent. And one approach to that is you got to have some standards. You got to stop with this government violent thing. When you have a government that's based in violence, you can't keep voting for it. You can't keep cheering it. You have to walk away from it. Otherwise, it's going to continue the violence. I agree with government, like I said in that post, where, yeah, I don't agree with government. Let me take that back. I'm confirming what government's saying is correct, because the neuroscientists and behavioral scientists said it. The video games make kids violent. The music make adults stupid and violent. And if you keep repeating that in your head, you're going to have a violent society. So they're right about taking that out. But it's not right because the government said it's right, because the professionals and experts proved it. But why is the violence in the music? Right? Why is the aggression in rock music? Why is the aggression in rap music? Why is it there? Who put it there? I think the rapper was like, you know what, I'm gonna make some violent music one day. That's not what happened. You got a government that starved them into abject poverty, that created social conditions where you ended up with the mass incarceration. For survival, you had to do some of the most horrific things, and then that goes into the music. So you want to get violence out of the music, you want to get violence out of these communities, you got to get violence out of your government. You have to get rid of their violent policies. And this is like what people are trying to figure out and imagine. What do you do? I thought we was talking about shallow earth here. It's all related. It's all technology. It's all human farming. It's all about control. You can't have powerful few elites that lie to you all the damn time about technology, whether it's for warfare, or traveling in space, blowing up Russia, faking attacks in Syria, whatever they want to do with it. Don't debate over about what they want to do with it, because you're stupid. You don't know. They don't tell me. They don't tell you. All we know is they're deceitful and they got secrets. And we can't have that nonsense anymore. All right. Let me see. North Pole was sealed off at a similar time to some major nations signing the agreement. Right. Weather machines. Okay, Debbie, I'm with you. Right. And that gets into that Arctic agreement, right? Where it was like 100 and something nations all signed the agreement, which says they can go there. They got military bases. There were 220 military bases in Antarctica, and nobody else is allowed there, right? To go there, you have to work for these groups, corporations, which corporations are going down there now, but I believe the original agreement was about corporations couldn't go there. It's only for science, right? So we know something's there. Like if you follow Earth Files, what's her name? What's that sister's name? Linda Moulton Howe. She talks about, she's got 2 new whistleblowers now that confirming that there's archaeology happening in Antarctica, right? Structures, because mostly you look all around the planet, and everywhere water can affect, structure, pyramids, that Sphinx that looks like it's 1 million years old, that's eroded in India, than the Sphinx in Egypt. They're in places that are affected by global climates, like rains and desert, climate change, rain, wind, all of these things. So they destroy it. So the places where archaeology most likely would be preserved, where structure would be preserved, would be at the North and South Pole, right? If you were, I don't know, humans from the future, aliens, multi-dimensional, people from the past, I don't know what it is, who cares? And you wanted to build a structure to make it permanent, you'd put it in a place where it would be protected, on the North and South Pole, protected by ice. So that makes sense to me, but they won't let anybody else go there. And anything, once again, the example, you come home, and I don't know, something's missing. You go in your bedroom and I don't know, you can't find something that's important, but the kids like to play with it. You go down to the kids and hey, listen, y'all, I can't find my, I don't know. What do adults have now that's important? Controller board. They like to play these video games now. You got adults playing video games. I know it's important. I know you gotta do what's sustainable. I'm not laughing at you. a controller for the Xbox. Xbox. Y'all anybody see my Xbox controller? And anytime that one of the kids puts his hand behind his back like this, you know it ain't Sarah, and you know it ain't Mike. You know that is John. It's John right there, and he got his hands behind his back. Nope, I ain't seen it. Daddy, do not look behind my back. Anytime the government tells you where you cannot go, anywhere time they tell you what you cannot read, anytime you have Freedom of Information Act after Freedom of Information Act after Freedom of Information Act after whistleblower, that they're lying consistently and constantly, enough is enough at a certain point. We have no idea what they're lying about. We have no idea. But that is who you want to focus on. You want to, not John, but John, but John. John got some secrets, and your controller's with John. Anytime you lose your free energy, where my free energy at? The ancient text said it was flying devices and UFOs. The military said it was Foo Fighters. The F-18 jet scenes. Anybody seen my free energy? We starving and dying. Soon we're gonna have 1 billion people mass migrating from water and food. Anybody seen my free damn energy? It was on the counter. I know it was on the counter because they wrote about it in the Sumerian text and in the Egyptian text, and they wrote it in the Syrian text, and it's in the Bible, and it's in the Gita, it's in the Quran, all of these things. Anybody seen it in American legend? America with its 1,000 energy patents, like, nah, I ain't seen it. I ain't seen it. I ain't seen your free energy. I don't know. And all the world's government saying, yep, they all released their UFO files, and they go America again. I ain't seen it. What UFOs? I don't see no UFOs. We got Obama out there lying his butt up. When they questioned him on whitehouse.gov if the U.S. government has any evidence of anti-gravity devices and UFOs, I ain't seen nothing. I ain't seen that. U.S. government has not, because that's more of that profiling nonsense, right? Like, they know if they get a charismatic president that y'all gonna fall for it. I didn't fall for it. Y'all fell for it. I didn't fall for it. I ain't been trusting them light-skinned black bastards for a long time. They didn't know how many girlfriends I done lost to them bastards? Hell no, I don't trust them. Because y'all want to believe them, because Pretty Ricky got green eyes. This is Washington, D.C. stuff. You're not gonna understand that if you don't know what I'm talking. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is they put somebody up there that's believable, right? Like, I almost got in trouble for this yesterday. They're getting on me about, you still supporting Trump. First of all, I never supported Trump. I said, give him a chance. I agree with Dave Chappelle. I said, give him a chance. And why I say give him a chance? Because I know you're stinking lying government. Doesn't matter who you put in that mafia. It's still a mafia. Doesn't matter if you send somebody to work for, what's that mafia dude's name? Capone. Anytime you send a nice guy, nice lady, she's a nice lady. What's her name? Tulsi. What's her name? Trump. What's his name? Obama. Send a nice person into a cabal that requires violence at every turn, death, destruction, blood, rape, murder, and colonization. Anytime you do that, it always tends to go the same way. The mob doesn't get reformed by one little lady with a broom. It's just not. Mob doesn't get reformed by one little Trump with a Make America Great Again. The mob doesn't get reformed by an Obama with a we gonna make some hopey changey. All right, so this is my thing. I'm a skeptic. I haven't been alive on this thing too long. Right? I've been alive on this hollow honeycomb earth thing, whatever, too long. I've been here long enough to know I'm skeptical. So no, I don't support any president. Because I don't support the cabal that they all have to work for. It's the office that's the problem, not the butt in the seat. This is why I take the positions that I do. All right. But Admiral Byrd said that he saw, Susan, he said that he saw flying craft. He was flying down towards the southern point of the pole, something like that. I can go back and read. I want y'all to read and tell me. I posted a link. I posted a good link. There's a channel on YouTube. Let me give them a shout out real quick. There's a channel on YouTube. What is it called? Living Earth or Living Life? Something. It's not called CNN or Fox. It's not called MSNBC or CNN. It's not called any of the things that the people that left, they all like to debate about all the lies that come across that thing. It's called Universe Inside You. Let me show you right here. This is a great channel. If you don't follow this on YouTube, you should. I posted this on my page. You should definitely follow it right here. And this, I can't really show it, but I'll just put it. But it goes through some of
What
the
if I were to
details.
tell you that the
All
purpose of our highest potential is to transcend limited thinking and bring it into superhuman or cosmic consciousness?
See, this is an example. This is an example right here, profiling, right here. Did y'all see this? Why is this advertisement playing right now about getting the super you, being Superman, flying? Because they know I want to fly. They know I believe I can fly. They know that. They know that I know I'm wave energy and I'm looking into consciousness and meditation and being a better person and human. And so all day long I see these videos because they profile me, just like they profile you in online dating, lying about being nice and friendly, and they ain't never scared nobody, and they never had the police called on by the exit. You know, same way your government. They know that you think you black, and they can tell you everything from a blackness perspective, and get the president up there that's got the black skin and say white supremacy right on television, so you just fall right in. Same way with the media. They know that you grew up in a trailer park, ain't had a dime, a count thing, pot to piss in, nothing to throw out, and you can't make them damn moonshine. And so they get this dude, the billionaire, had real estate king and Twitter thug out of New York, and they give him a twang, put him on television, and he started talking like he's one of you. Same way they did with Obama. They got out there, he was every black man's uncle. He talked good to uncle. And Trump talked good to poor white. All right, but this is what it is. It's profiling. Same thing. This is why I don't watch your media. That's why I don't watch your media, because I know that they're profiling me and they're trying to show me what I want. So I'm not gonna click on this ad because I know that this is a great example. But this is a channel right here.
Caverns deep within it.
She went through some of the information,
miles across.
some of the science.
Santa Claus. In fact, they support a theory about Earth that some of the most celebrated geologists and astronomers have believed. That Earth is a spherical, spacious planetary body with enormous, continent-sized caverns deep within it.
I love one of the things she said, Susan. I know you like this, you'll watch this. She talked about Einstein, how Einstein said gravity doesn't pull, it's more of a push, right? Like the reason gravity exists for us and why it's different here and it's different in space is because matter creates some sort of, I wish I could find it. I know I'm gonna mess it up. I didn't drink enough coffee, I've been drinking smoothie. It's helping my immune system, not my brain. It's not the NZT, if you know what that is, that's my caffeine. It's not, I didn't drink enough of it. But large masses of matter create gravity wells, something to that degree. So we're basically in a well being pushed down on the surface. And the theory was, if there are hollow spaces on the inside and there's more matter above you, then that gravity well is above you. And so, like they showed a picture where, you know, gravity in an inner Earth would be different, because if the Earth is, I can't stop on it, so I'm gonna do it. There you go. Right? Like if the Earth is hollow on the inside at different levels, then you're gonna be attracted, you're gonna be pushed to that area of gravity, which is why you wouldn't fall. Right? You go on the inner Earth, you're basically walking upside down under thousands, if not, thousands of miles of rock and matter that are pulling you back the other way. So it was a theory. I don't know. I know there's another picture there. Right there. And so this is where my flat Earth is at. Y'all hear?
Earth is a spherical.
So that it's spherical in that way. So it was interesting. But so what Bird said, Susan, I thought you were up on this. So you're just asking a question. He just basically said that he saw the flying craft, like all the airline pilots have, like all the people who worked in the military and the Air Force, and everything has been telling us for the longest time, from the Mexican Air Force to the British Air Force to the French Air Force, all these UFOs to the Russian Air Force, these anti-gravity flying devices, all these people going back 1,000 years, the people in the Bible, Enoch and Ezekiel and everybody else, the Sanskrit text, and all of these flying, and they all say the same thing, the flying craft, most of them don't make any noise, they just hover. They're free energy devices, the V-monitors that fly around. He said that he ran into them, they took him down and he landed in a certain spot, and they basically told him that they're worried about the human race, they're worried because of the use of atomic weapons, that we need to quit Said the interesting part, I did a video on this, I think last year. They told him that they keep restarting civilization, right? That we keep getting knocked back. They repeated what Plato said that Solon wrote about, that he got from the Egyptian priest. That the earth keeps resetting humanity, but we keep getting help to get restarted. And they said that we are one of the ones that help to restart you, right? We take some of this and take some of that, and when you come back, we come out and we show you this is science and this is math and this is blah, 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 blah. And if they're flying Vimanas, that they're going out the entrance in the hollow earth, I guess. And, we're seeing them come out of the sky. And so we're worshiping the heavens, but in reality, they're not actually coming from there, that they're just another ancient group of people, like the Hopi said, that went underground and lived underground. I don't know how true it is. But to me, when you got thousands of people that lived in different times on different continents, and they're all saying the same thing, and you get a JFK, an Admiral Byrd, and Einstein, and a Bob Lazar, and all of these people saying it, to me, it's something there. It's something there. This is the reason I ain't voting today. This is my reason for not voting today. I ain't voting. That's why I ain't voting, because your government lying as hell, they're deceitful and shallow, and the earth might be hollow. That's why I ain't voting today. I need to know the truth. I need to know what's true, right? We're only going on one date if I think you're lying, okay? If I think you read my profile, you telling me what you think I want to hear. And damn it with government, you telling me what I want to hear, start talking about walls and healthcare and all the things. I'm not interested. I don't care how delicious it sounds. I don't care, because I know you're lying, right? I know you're lying. Like a sad guru was actually talking about the wall the other day. And I like the perspective he came from, because he didn't pick a side. I didn't agree with the total solution, but the point was, he was just like, he's like, we're building walls. They asked him what he thought about the wall. He said, we're building walls, basically to keep poor people out. But there's no slowdown in poor people, right? Walls might stop thousands of people. Damn it, walls might stop millions of people. But when we got 1 billion people on the move, when this earth is doing what it's doing, and they're playing with the geoengineering weapons, and they're hiding technology, and they're starving people purposely because it makes for a great, powerful society and for a GDP, for greed, instead of freeing people from inhuman forced labor, enslavement, you're gonna get 1 billion people on the move. And his point was, walls ain't gonna stop that. You can't build a wall high enough to stop 1 billion people flowing around this planet looking for a place to go. And this is where the left and right, they completely lose. They give people what they want to hear. One side wants to hear build a wall, the other side wants to hear let them in, and both of them stupid as a bag of bricks. I love them to death, but they're ignorant and they're indoctrinated to have a media and government tell them what they want to hear. The bottom line is, those people are moving because we want them to move. Then people are moving because poverty is a business. They're moving because blowing up nations and destabilizing governments is profitable, because we got a CIA and a Pentagon. That's why they're moving. We can stop them from moving. Nobody wants to come here. Nobody wants to come here. Nobody wants to come here. People want to go where there's opportunity. They want to go where there's safety and freedom. They want to go where their kids can be safe. They don't want to come here. It just so happens that we blow everything up over there, and we don't need to, which is why it's still on point with this conversation. If ancients been telling us since the beginning of time that we have free energy devices, a technology on this planet that will do that sort of propulsion, and everybody seems to agree on it back then, except for the morons today that watch CNN, Fox, ABC, then we got some moves to make. We got some moves to make, right? It's about the human race. And this is why Admiral Byrd, at the end of his diary, had that humanistic approach. This is why Bob Lazar had that humanistic approach. This is why the Brigadier General who said it had that humanistic approach. Because towards the end of their life, they want to let you know that, they get us involved in all these financial conflicts and lies of a living for life. Right? But towards your end of your life, you realize that, damn, I can't take this with me. What can I leave behind? And they try to leave something powerful behind. They try to leave something beautiful for the human race. And this is why I do this. This is why I get up early in the morning and do this. Because we all want our life to have some meaning. And then by a certain age, you start to realize that it's a meaningless life if all you're doing is putting money in the bank. Meaningless. You are no better than the Rothschilds and Rockefellers and the sick elite families that live here. Because all they want to do is take that money and pass it on to their kids. You're as evil as they are. You're just not as successful as they are. That's why there are no teams and no sides in this. All right. That's what I got to say. That's my message for today. Actually, it ain't even my message. It ain't even my message. It's not my message. People send me stuff and I read things. I'm like, oh my God. I fell down a rabbit hole. I was like, hollow earth. So I think the earth is hollow. I think it's shallow. I think the earth is hollow, and I think most of our friends are shallow because they believe the media. They believe the media. Gerard got dot connections going on. Yes, I do, Rebecca. I'm always trying to connect the dots because the media's always lying. If we're not connecting the dots, who will? If not now, when? When is it acceptable to talk about hollow earth? When is it acceptable to talk about free energy? When is it acceptable to finally say we need a government with the respect for us as somebody you would go on a date, 2 dates with, right? Somebody you know that's not lying to you. I think the time is now. The currency's gonna collapse, and damn it, we might need to figure out a way to feed people because we might be the billion on the move. You know, that this planet might shift, and if it shifts and we don't prepare for it, you think you're gonna stay at the top? Because that's what they do. They can convince people, and this is what I kind of think it is. Because everyone kind of picks the level of apathy they stop at. You know, for some people it's religion, other people it's race, other people it's nation, some people continent. For me, it's human. That is a level of apathy. It actually is a level of apathy too. Everyone's got their level. And I personally think the wiser you get, the higher you got to push that level, because we all survive together. Because at a certain point in time, the aliens will show up. At a certain point in time, we got to talk about the monkeys. The real monkeys, not the 98% monkeys. At a real time, we got to talk about the other dimensions, right? We got to talk about microbiology. We got to talk about all the creatures I'm murdering right here. We got to talk about the cows. We got to talk about mass farming at a certain point in time, right? And so I think everyone picks that apathy level, and there's always somebody selling you something at that apathy level. You know, whether it's a book, a movement, a political party, a nation, and they'll use that from a national perspective to make people think that, oh, well, this is for us. We're gonna take care of our people. This is America. And it's never about America. It's never about your nation. It's always about power, greed, and control. And the people who run things will pick everything up and go to the next nation. This pole shift or flip or do whatever the hell it does, and asteroids hit, and they think, oh, well, we fought for America. Do you think they're fighting for America? Does anybody actually believe this? Does anybody believe any of these wars for America? We got Americans living in caves. We are starving children to death and giving mental illness and making people run around, rape, shoot, rob, kill, and shoot up schools. Do you think any of this is for America? They don't give two damns. We talked about that yesterday. I'm gonna do comments. I'm not gonna get into it. No, I don't want to look at this. I ain't gonna look at this. At one time, the North and South Pole were in the equator. I read once. Right. They were at the equator. Who said that? Sinclair, right? And not only that, it was the folks, I believe it was the Mayans and the Egyptians. Both said there was a time where the sun rose in the west and set in the east. And they were on two different continents, and they agreed with that. So we know the pole shifted. If anybody's here never looked at the Adam and Eve story, the declassified Adam and Eve story that the CIA declassified, you can go right out on their website, cia.gov. You will not link to it from my page. I will not be posting the link. You can go look for it and search for it. I got enough people in my drawers, and I don't need them down there too. I'm sorry, you don't need to link one of my videos. I got enough things. I'm on enough lists. Everybody's on some lists. I got friends in the deep state, and they told me everybody's on the list, and the people who work for the deep state on the worst lists. But everybody's on the list. I don't need to be on their list. But take a look at that, because it talked about pole shifts. It talked about pole shifts, and it kind of indicated that they know when the next one's coming. Not the magnetic shift. That's a different thing. It's not magnetic. Pole shift and magnetic shift are two different things. Don't confuse them. You know, the magnetic pole, it moves all the time, and they got everybody focused on that. The pole shift is when the whole thing flips. That's what the Egyptians talked about. But it talks about the pole shift isn't over weeks or months or days, but that it's over hours, that it automatically flips around. So, but we know this is real, and then it takes like 500 years to actually go back. And that, to me, it boggles my mind. I don't know who said that, but you should read it, because the Martin Luther King murder, right? There's still 5% of that's classified, that the human population that he was trying to help, the citizens, a murder investigation that you're not even allowed to read. They don't have the respect. We let you read that. JFK, what is like 15%, you still can't read. 9/11, 11% or something like you still can't. Tesla, nobody knows. They never released all the notes, but they're still keeping a large portion of it redacted. When you look at the Adam and Eve declassified story, 80% of that document is still classified. What the freak is in that document? It talks about pole shifts. It talks about magnetic predictions for hurricane, earthquakes, and things like that they got right. It talks about how the Adam and Eve story wasn't about creation, that it actually was about survival after a massive pole shift. That, you know, the creatures that might live in that hole, not the creatures, the humans that just figured out, you know what, we don't do this no more. We're gonna live off grid. And they decided to walk down in the holes, and the Hopis was like, where y'all going? We're done with this. We don't mess with y'all Hopis no more. We're going down in the hole. And they went down in the hole and they lived down there. Or is it Siddhartha? That was the other one. He went down in the hole from India. They all went down in the holes and they lived down there off grid. And they know when the pole is going to shift because they've been here. You're a race that's been going consistently for a couple 100,000 years, and the dummies on the surface that stay on the surface on a planet that's completely not stable, we keep getting wiped out every 10 to 15,000 years or whatever. But that it's a regular scheduled event, that the Earth is an engine and it constantly flips. I did a video on that. You go back and look at that. In the business of breaking rules for national security, state to get rid of the Constitution. Exactly, Matthew. The Constitution's done. They burned that up, pissed on it, doo-dooed it, and put it in nitrate in the garden, grew some tomatoes. The Constitution is done. This is why your government doesn't respect the Bill of Rights at all. It does not care. You know, this is what you get when you get two apathetic sides playing hero and villain. So I was telling the good sister yesterday, but I don't do the hero-villain game, though. I'm not interested in that. Doesn't matter if you think the person's a hero and villain. If they work for the mafia, they're going to do what the mafia wants. And the other thing, I think Admiral Byrd, they said he committed suicide. I don't believe that. By the way, Epstein, if you didn't know, he did not commit suicide. I have to interject that anywhere I can. And I seriously doubt Admiral Byrd committed suicide. We know who killed JFK is not in prison or didn't get caught. Those people are still, well, one of them died, but we had a war criminal funeral for him. We had an honorable war criminal funeral for him. You know, Michelle Obama passing candy to his son. We know that. I don't believe that Bob Marley died of foot cancer. These people have massive secrets that they want to keep. And we've got thousands of whistleblowers telling us this. What the hell is wrong with us? What the hell is wrong with us? Boggles my mind. But hey, like I said, that's why I'm out the game. I didn't trade my cards in. I was down like a little kid playing Monopoly. I ain't playing with y'all because y'all cheat too much. I'm gonna do some content. I gotta get out of here. Walls can keep you boxed in when a call is in order. Helene, and I think that's what the wall is for. I think the wall is not to keep Mexicans out. I think it's to keep Americans in. I think it's they can run and push you up against a wall. Helene, if you ask me to get into my conspiracy head, I would say that it's very possible that they know North America is not going to make it. Right? Like you look at the Young Dryas and how it wiped out North America. North America does not have a good record. You know, when they came here, it was only some Native Americans because the people who were before them got wiped out. Right? We don't know why. We don't. They suspect it was the asteroid you followed Graham Hancock. Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't. But odds are North America is not going to make it. And I think it's more of like a latitude and longitude. Which one is the one that's horizontal? That one. I haven't done geology or geography in a minute. I think they realize that the center around the equator is what tends to perhaps get wiped out when an asteroid comes here. And it could have to do with gravity or whatever else. So maybe they know that they got to go to Mexico. Maybe they know an ice age is coming. You know, maybe they just want us to stay here so Obama and Bush and Clinton and Trump, they can all get on the airplane, go down and fly over the wall and leave us here. Could be that too. But either way, walls have nothing to do with helping people. I'm all about love. I'm supposed to love people. I'm all about that whole Christ consciousness thing. I'm supposed to help people, not abuse them. You know, and so, hey, right, Darren Kuyu, that's another good one. That's another good underground city. Look at Göbekli Tepe, right? They covered that up. Why did they cover that structure up? What was it about? What did they know that made them cover up the site, so the site is still preserved. Some of the geoglyphs and hieroglyphs on Göbekli Tepe are so well preserved, it looked like they were carved yesterday. And we know that civilization covered that up, was like 10,000 years ago, so who knows when they built it. And it could have took them hundreds of years to build it. So we know the human race is a lot older than we know. And we know there are people who are smart enough to know that calamity always comes, and they build structures that are out of stone and massive megaliths so they don't get destroyed, or like Göbekli Tepe, and they cover it up. All right, I am gonna have to keep music because I'm gonna have to get out of here. I'm running late every day. So okay, you can tell everybody who believes the news they can watch tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll tone it down. Every now and then you have to do like just a real raw, just put it out there that we're being lied to about everything video. But people who believe in the mainstream press, they're not ready to hear this. It doesn't fit in with their indoctrination. When they hear stuff like this, they blue screen. I go back to forbidden knowledge. If you didn't see the one I go back to this, right? Because people, they're not ready. They're completely not ready. Everybody's at a different level, and some people just are not ready to open their minds up to enough to think that a lying government that always lies to you is still lying to you. That lying forms of governing and rule from feudalism to government that have always lied to you about technology, new lands, and things to control you are still lying to you. Not everybody's ready to do that. Be careful anytime you touch the Americans' food or you touch their indoctrination, the things they believe that comes across their media. Anytime you touch that, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a consequence. So then come back tomorrow. We'll do something normal tomorrow. Something at the lower level, because you have to talk to people where you are. I do agree with that statement. You got to sometimes talk to people where they are. Not everybody is ready to accept the idea that they're not alone in the universe. They might not be alone on the planet. Not everybody's ready to accept that because CNN doesn't talk about it, and it breaks apart their reality and their priorities in life. When they realize that no, your political party is not for you. Your government is not on your side. I don't believe in any sort of person that I can't call. Right? You know, it's not a representative thing. I don't believe in representative form of government. This is where we are. I can call you, and I can talk to you. We can sit down and share a meal. I might trust you. But if I can't call you, talk to you, sit down, share a meal, like some online dating to find out if you're lying to me, telling me what I want to hear, I can't look in your eyes. I don't trust you. I don't trust nobody in the federal government. I trust some people in the state government. I trust some people in the local government, but they don't get to decide for me. They got to respect me and let me make my own decisions. That's why I believe in that direct democracy and the referendum, RIC out of France. What is the price of national security? Destroying a planet, Matthew. We're destroying the planet. National security is the same thing as neighborhood security. When your neighbors are insecure, they're going to rob you, right? And that's why Mexico's coming over the borders, not because they want America. They don't hate us for our freedoms. We destroy their country, and they're running over the border just as they should. Humans are supposed to migrate. When you're in the bad times, you migrate, right? If somebody breaks in your house and the gun ain't in the house, it's in the barn, what you going to do? You're going to migrate. You're going to migrate to the barn. You're going to migrate to safety. If you got a safe room in your house and somebody breaks in, and late at night, are you going to stay in the bedroom and just wait and see what they're going to do when they get to the bedroom? Or are you going to migrate to the safe room? But I don't think people think about it from that perspective. They just watch the television. They get wrapped up in this patriotism, nationalism, whatever it is, racism, whatever it is. And they are their own worst enemy. And they can't see it. Apparently we're being that we're on a planet of thousands of years. That just ran off the screen. I gotta move down here. I'm sorry about that. I don't know who was saying that. Wars for world conquest, enslaving of mankind, and killing as many as possible. Thank you, Brother John. Nobody should be for war. Nobody should be for violent solutions. That's got to come to an end. The most important thing humans have lost in the face of lost in the face-to-face meetings. I mean, look at us, all of us, Facebook. Right. Well, Helene, when you look in somebody's eyes, I'm glad you said that, and it's kind of confirming what I just said. When you can look in somebody's eyes and your sensing can pick up all the stuff it needs to about the biophotons and be able to see the wave, brain energy, whatever is coming out of somebody's head with the what is that device, the MRI device, you know your thoughts are actually up here. You can tell if you can trust somebody or not. That's that intuition when you meet somebody. You go on that first date like, yeah, this is gonna be a 5-minute cup of coffee. This ain't gonna work out. You just get that sense of intuition. You know, you don't meet with politicians. You don't meet with the people online. And so people can be aggressive and act outside themselves. Helene, I totally agree with you. Every war since World War I, exactly, Kelly, I think what you're talking about is how the banks, they're behind all wars at all times. The wars are just for reducing our population, reducing us so the elites can have more resources. The ancients focused on 26,000 year cycle for a reason. They gave us the calendar and when to prepare for climate changes. We're here again now. Yes. Thank you, Susan. That's what the whole 2012 thing could have been about. Might just be late scheduled, but we are seeing world calamities. We're definitely seeing changes, and they're definitely playing with engineering weapons. And Epstein definitely didn't commit suicide. Then the aliens hit the reset pole shift. Patricia, I believe that. I do. I'll be honest with you, Patricia. Are the Christians out here? Christians here? Not the Christians that love Christ. The Christians that love church. The Christians that love a book. That's what I kind of think a lot of the Bible was, this whole great flood thing. See, I don't think gods that create universes flood planets of things they created. I don't think they do that. I think little g gods do that. I think aliens do that. That's what I think. I think that they got another plan for the planet and they'll do things. But I think if you're a big G god, you're out there creating universes and stuff. And yeah, I don't think you're really so concerned about the monkeys and the nations and the things that are happening. I think we got a lot of little G-ism in all the ancient scriptures, and we need to use a little critical thought to process what makes sense and what does not make sense. And I don't think a big G God, an actual universe creator, gives two damns about you worshiping him. I don't think that that's what, why would you create all of this and you need some worship? That's just weird to me. It's weird to me. But I said, you got to question everything. People, I was raised in the church, and I believe the scripture that says that the mind of God is infinite and the mind of monkey man, 98% monkey, is finite. I don't think the preacher knows. I don't think the pastor knows. I don't think the minister knows. I don't think the Pope knows. I think that God is within everybody, and that's why they took the Gnostic text out of that Bible. I think aliens are real. Call them angels and demons, whatever they are. They're just life. You know, at one time the Native Americans were aliens. At another time, the Africans were aliens. Another time, the Germans were aliens. Another time, the British were some damn aliens because they were over that water. There will always some aliens. There will always be aliens. There will always be people who are different from you, and that's all it is. Let me see. I agree. Can't even approach these topics. Yeah, Hyder, because you got to be careful. Like if our goal is communication, we have to know how to communicate. And there's some people who are not ready for that level of discussion. Right? You have to communicate. And the only reason I open my mouth is because I want to communicate. I don't want to fight a case. I want to talk to someone. I want to get something from you, and I want you to get something from me. And we both got things to think about. I don't want to tell you what to think. You don't try to tell me what to think. I want to communicate. And everybody's not ready to do that. They're at that level of just trying to accept that the media is always controlled by the few. Since the first newspapers that came off the press, they've been profiling us for a reason, because now they got the world segmented in what they need to show them to get them to be tribal and act like monkeys, the 98% monkeys. Hillary said he was murdered. I think Bird probably was murdered. We have an issue. There's an issue if you start telling truthful things and you get too good at it, or you're like highly decorated and people will trust you. Let me see. His latitude. Okay, thank you, brother Matthew. That's why you travel with smart people. I only got so much headspace, Matthew. My head. It's a big head, but I can only put so much in there. It's good to travel with people who, they'll get you back when you say something. It's like you can't put everything up there. I didn't forgot more things than I've learned in life, and this is why I agree with the whole political process of making somebody else your enemy to fight them. You need to make people your friends and communicate with them so we can solve problems, so we can hand something better to our children, not the crap sandwich we got. America's a giant plantation. Yes, it is, Susan. We don't think so because sometimes we leave our small plantations to travel, but we always have to go back home to the master. Yes, we always do. And America is a plantation. It's a forced labor camp. Anybody who does not believe that, quit your job. See what happens to you. Yes, I am. Yes, I'm all about loving people and everything. You know what, Susan? I posted something the other day. You made me think about it. I pledge allegiance to the human race. I don't pledge allegiance to a flag. I pledge allegiance to the human race. I pledge allegiance to all of them. I pledge allegiance no matter where they were born. I know they were indoctrinated for some of the nonsense they do that I don't like, but I pledge allegiance to them. I will never pledge allegiance to a flag again in my life. I will never pledge allegiance to a system. I'm not a system. I'm not a flag. I'm not a piece of fabric. I'm a human being, and I got cousins all over this planet, and they all need my assistance. I don't pledge allegiance. I'm not going to pledge allegiance. The only system that I might pledge some alliance, something with, is a system that pledges allegiance to the human race. If you're not pledging allegiance to the human race, you got to go. I'm sorry, we got kids that live on this planet. You need to go extinct. You know, so I'm changing how I talk, and I'm changing what I think, and I'm trying to expand my mind. I'm trying to leave something decent here before they give me some Bob Marley for cancer. But I don't pledge allegiance to a race. I don't pledge allegiance to no religion. I don't pledge allegiance to any of that. Everything is a lie. I pledge allegiance to the human race. And we need more people to do that. We need to be one race. We can do amazing, beautiful things if we are together. Apart, all we're going to do is keep killing each other. We're going to keep killing each other. I pledged to that flag my whole life. My whole life I did. I pledged allegiance to the black race my whole life. I pledged allegiance to a fake God made by a fake king, a murder, killer, and raper. I still love this God thing. I'm just not convinced anybody knows what it is. I still believe in Christ's teachings, which is why I still read the teachings about love and empathy and doing the things that Christ wanted. We for now, we live in the first generation. I'm gonna tell you what's wrong with Christians. I love it better. But when I associated myself with the group, we used to say things like, the problem with Christians is Christianity. And we were right. But I didn't understand the depth of that statement. The problem with Christianity is we aren't doing what Christ wants. We're doing the exact opposite, right? Christ told us that we're to feed the world, that we're to love the world, that we're to only be in allegiance to each other. And the Christians refuse to do that because they're being led around. And they're no different. I don't attack them. They're no different than the Democrats and the Republicans and all the rest of the groupikins and the subhumans. It's just when you get a leader in blind following, they always make you a fool. They always make you an apathetic bastard in some way. The first time in the history of the human race we can do what Christ told us to do. Just feed everybody. Leave everybody alone. Give them the free will that this God thing gave them. Stop trying to take it away like you're a little G God, like you're creating your own religion. And I think that's where we get somewhere. And the reason I think that that's where the goodies are at is because anybody who does that, they murder and they shove in a hole. They get put cancer, they get shot in the head, they get smothered by a doctor in a bed. They're always killed, or they didn't commit like an Epstein type suicide. That's what we gotta be. Anyway, so on the shallow earth. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the earth is hollow because your government's shallow, and a lot of people still believe the media. And we need to stop with the fallow. This is Dre, I gotta get going. Love y'all to death. Y'all have a great day. Take a look, read Admiral Byrd's diary, watch that link I posted, and tell me what you think. I'm out of here. Love y'all. Bye-bye.